Great weather here in North Texas, at least to 82 degrees. You can see that we have a few high clouds out there, but otherwise mainly clear skies out there in Cedar Hill. We've got 82 now, but it's going to warm up into the mid to low 90s. What about Dallas Baptist University? 87 degrees. It's warming up pretty fast, and at DFW it's 84. The difference, of course, we've been talking about all week is how fantastic it feels, though, because of the lower humidity. Dew point, which is the measure of the moisture in the air, is at 48 degrees. So that is beyond amazing. So we are loving what we have going on out there. So that'll make what we have in the afternoon actually feel like 94 in Fort Worth, 91 in Decatur, 90 in Bowie. We've got 93 in Waxahachie, 92 in McKinney, and 92 in the Greenville area. Now, as we move forward, even though we're still going to keep lower humidity, at least through the weekend, we are going to see those temperatures in the mid to upper 90s for both Friday and Saturday before going back down as we move into the beginning of next week. But even though we're going to see those temperatures go back down for the beginning of next week, our normal high temperature also goes down. So by the time we get into Monday and Tuesday, our normal high is 89 degrees. So we are still going to be considered above normal for really the extended period of time, at least through the middle of next week, which I'll show you here in the 10-day. Because if you look here, we do have rain coverage going up as we go into next week, and that's going to help bring down our temperatures. So 20% in coverage Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Still some questions with this, but something to watch as we move into next week. We are going to see some changes in that forecast, so you're going to definitely want to pay attention to that as we move forward. Boy, Mindy happened, and if you blinked, you missed it, because that storm was in the Gulf of Mexico. It was upgraded to a tropical storm yesterday afternoon at about 4 o'clock, made landfall close to 9 o'clock last night, and now it's well off into the Atlantic at this point as a tropical depression. Now, it's still, with how unorganized it is, bringing heavy rainfall to Florida, bringing heavy rainfall up to South Carolina, North Carolina, but it's a tropical depression at about 35-mile-per-hour winds. It's scooting, man, east-northeast at 21 miles per hour, moving away from the coast. So let's check on what else we have going on. Of course, we are still talking about Larry. I believe we're going to be talking about Larry for a while, but still a fish storm. Have some high waves in Bermuda, but no impact here on the continental U.S. Now, we are watching an area in the southern Gulf of Mexico. 30% chance over the next 5 days that it could develop into a named storm. So we will watch this very closely here as we move forward, because this very unorganized system could be what pushes rainfall in our direction next week. So we'll be watching that. Otherwise, let's go back over that forecast for today. We've got plenty of sunshine, warm, 94 degrees with south winds or east winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. We could see a gust up to about 20 overall, though, just a light breeze. Calm winds tonight, winds out of the south at about 5 miles per hour. Expected to be clear, expected to be comfortable overnight. Temperatures are going to eventually fall into the mid to upper 60s. So you can see 69 degrees as we go into the boarding hours tomorrow, but still going to be a hot one as we go into the afternoon on Friday and Saturday. Now, again, you can see here, once we get into next week, temperatures are going to go down, but moisture is going to go up. So it'll feel a little bit more muggy and humid as we go into next week. But we'll have another look at your forecast and more updates coming up in the next half hour. Tashara?
All right, Kaylee, thank you.
Be dry for the day today, though, so if you look outside, plenty of sunshine. That's what it's going to be like for the entire afternoon. Taking a live look at UNT and Denton, we've got about 82 degrees out there. It feels great, and there's no delays at the airport unless there's something in the way. There's no problems weather-wise on roads, trains, airplanes. 84 degrees at DFW Airport right now, looking great. And downtown Fort Worth, 82 degrees. And it's going to feel like that as we go through the day today, because look at these dew points. Dew points at about 48 degrees. That is the measure of the moisture in the air. The higher the number, the more moisture in the air. So the less moisture, the better it feels. It just makes it feel different. So take that lunch outside, sit on the patio. I would suggest sitting in the shade because it is still going to be warm out there, especially since it's direct sunlight. There's very little cloud cover out there. 88 degrees at noon, 90 by the time we get into the 1 o'clock hour, and 94 degrees, at least for Dallas and Fort Worth, by the time we reach our peak heating. Surrounding locations sitting in the low to mid 90s, a few spots off to the west a little bit warmer. Abilene 96 in Albany, 95 in Breckenridge. Here's our normal high temperature for this time of year, right around 91 degrees. So we are going to be just slightly above that for most locations, and that will be the case all the way through the weekend and the beginning of next week. We talked about this in the last half hour, but our normal high temperature starting tomorrow is 90, not 91. Then as we go into the beginning of next week, our normal high drops to 89 degrees. We have a big change in normal high temperatures for the month overall, so you will see it go down. So even though temperatures go down toward 91, 92, you're thinking, why is that considered above normal? Well, because that normal changes. If we look at what's going to happen next week, along with those temperatures dropping back into the lower 90s, the rain chances are going to go up. Monday dry, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 20% in coverage. Now, I did have a few days that were higher coverage, but with the models kind of flip-flopping around at this point, I want to keep it at about 20% in coverage. This will change as we move forward. Now, the chance for rain is going to be there, but the amount of rain and coverage will change as we move forward through and into the beginning of next week. So just watch for those changes and keep that in mind. Here's a look at what's left over of tropical storm, tropical depression Mindy. I mean, if you even knew about it, because happened so quickly. You can see it developed here in the Gulf of Mexico, and now it's here right off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina. 35-mile-per-hour winds scooting to the north and east at about 21 miles per hour, and it will continue to move away and no longer be an impact to the continental U.S. Larry still out there, but has no impact as well. What we're going to be watching now as we move forward is what's going on in the southern Gulf of Mexico. 30% chance of development in the next 5 days from the next hurricanes, or from the National Hurricane Center. This could actually meander its way north and be what brings in that rainfall as we go into next week. So we will keep an eye on this and keep you up to date on what's going on. But let's go back over that forecast for you. 94 degrees as the high temperature today with plenty of sunshine. Tonight, clear and comfortable, 69 degrees with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then, yes, warm but not humid as we go into the weekend. A little bit more muggy and the chance for rain goes up. But look at those temperatures. Some drop into the 80s next week. We'll be right back. We're talking about temperatures heating up. It wasn't too bad out there today. Look at what it is at in Denton right now. 90 degrees, beautiful, clear skies out there. If you look at Dallas Baptist University, it's 94 degrees. You can see that milky, it's got a milky look. It's a bit of a haze. Same thing, really, you can see it here on our Cedar Hill camera. And that is because of the wildfire smoke that's off to the north and west. It's really riding around the area of a large area of high pressure that's over the desert southwest and just pulling into North Texas, and this is going to be through the weekend. So you're going to notice here as we move through and into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that haze, and that's what it's from. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, our forecast moving forward into tomorrow morning is fantastic. Another day where we're starting off in the mid to upper 60s area-wide, so well below normal. Now, once we get into the afternoon, though, we're heating up. Now, it's still a dry heat, so humidity is low, but we're talking temperatures on the brink of 97 in Fort Worth, a couple of 100-degree temperatures off to the north and west. We've got 96 in Hillsboro, 93 in Canton, 95 in McKinney, and 94 in Greenville. And it warms up a little bit more as we go into Saturday by a degree, 97, which is about 7 degrees above normal. You will see a cooling trend as we move into the beginning of next week, so temperatures will get back closer to normal. What happens is today's normal high is 91, tomorrow it starts to be 90, and then by Monday it's 89 degrees. So our normal high temperatures are kind of falling quite a bit this month. So that's why even though we're getting down to 91 on Monday, it's still above normal. Then as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be right where we should be for this time of year, but those rain chances are going to go up. Here's a look at what we have for next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and that is all associated with an area of low pressure in the southern Gulf of Mexico, which has a 30% chance of development in the next 5 days, and that could bring us that chance for rain as we go into whoa, we just got ahead of ourselves here. Let's go back. Jumped. Until then, we're going to stay dry. So tonight's forecast dry, 69 degrees, south winds at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, warm, but not humid, 96 degrees with sunshine, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And here's a look at that 10-day forecast. So we're dry, we're hot into the weekend, then we cool down and we see that chance for rain. Now the one thing I do want to point out though is this will change. So it's not going to be set in stone at this point. It's all dependent on what happens with that area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico. The track, the strength, all of that will determine how much rain we see as we go into next week. So stay tuned for updates as we move forward into the coming days. Otherwise, temperatures do look like they're going to stay in the upper 80s to lower 90s next week as well. So much more manageable, but that comes with the rainfall. But we'll have much more coming up in the next few days, Jason.
All right, that rain and temperature break sure look good though. Thank you, Kalee.